Hey everyone, I'm Jason with Ignite and Grow Coaching. For over 26 years, I've helped people grow personally and professionally by helping them strengthen their mindset, discipline, and confidence. Today's theme, the life we want, requires the discipline we've been avoiding. Most of us hear the word discipline and we think punishment. We think hard, boring, restrictive, but that's not actually what discipline is. And part of the reason we struggle with it is because we don't understand how people get there. We see someone going to the gym 5 or 6 days a week. We see someone sticking to a food plan. We see someone focused and productive at work. But what we're not seeing is what it took for them to get there. We're seeing the result, not the process. The truth is, no one wakes up one day and just becomes disciplined. Everything is built. Even the people we think are naturally disciplined are still working on it every day. Now, think about this. When we look at people who are successful in any area of life, there's one thing they all have in common. They have discipline. It doesn't matter if it's sports, business, fitness, or personal growth. Now, let's take athletes, for example, right? Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and yes, I know I just dated myself, but back in the day, they were incredibly talented. They were the best. But what made them great was repetition, practice, discipline. They worked constantly. They had to maintain their skills, improve their game. They had to become elite. And here's something important. What made that discipline easier for them? They had a reason. They had a driving force. And that's where a lot of us get stuck. We're trying to be disciplined without a clear reason why. So we have to start there. What do we actually want? Why do we want it? What would our life look like if we achieved it? And then I also want you to think about this. How would we feel in 10 years if we ignored it and then stayed exactly where we are? That alone could be a powerful driving force. Now, there's something else that we have to be honest about. We have to ask ourselves, is this something we truly want or something we think we're supposed to want? Sometimes we think we want something like becoming a CEO until we actually see what it requires, the pressure, the responsibility, the weight of every decision. And then we realize that's not actually what we wanted. I know I've stepped into roles before thinking I wanted them because of the prestige of the money. And once I got there, I realized it really wasn't what I thought it was. And that's okay. That's why it's important to do the research. Talk to the people who are already there. Understand what the role really looks like, because that either will strengthen our desire or it'll redirect us to something better for us. But once we find something that truly matters to us, now discipline has a purpose. And that's where this comes in. The life we want requires the discipline that we've been avoiding. So how do we build it? We start small. We pick one thing, preferably something that will have a domino effect, something that either makes the biggest impact or it gets us moving quickly. Example, let's say we're trying to lose weight. We don't overhaul everything at once. Maybe we start with one meal, one habit. If we're trying to exercise, we don't jump into a full program. Maybe we start with, I'm going to put my clothes next to the bed, set an alarm, and walk around the block, and that's it, at least for the first time, right? Because if we try to do too much at once, we burn out. Even if we succeed for a short time, we usually fall back. Discipline isn't built through extremes, it's built through consistency. And then the last thing for that part is we have to schedule it. We can't leave it up to chance. If it matters, it needs a place on the calendar. And when we do it, acknowledge it, reward it. Now, that doesn't have to be a huge reward every time. I mean, it could be something as simple as we look in the mirror saying, hey, I'm proud of myself, because our brain responds to reward. And when we reward the behavior, we reinforce it. Now, another really important thing, we're going to mess up. We're going to miss days. We're going to fall off track sometimes. That's part of the process. But when that happens, don't beat yourself up. Don't try to double up the next day. Just pick it back up and keep going. I've heard it say the hardest day to stay consistent is the day after we miss. So give yourself grace. It's just like a kid learning to walk. They stumble, they fall. Some days they look like they've got it all figured out. And the next day they look like their feet are on backwards. They're going in all different directions. We don't yell at them when they stumble. We encourage them. When they succeed, even a little bit, we're cheering them on and showing excitement for them. And that's a huge part of what keeps them going. And that's what we have to do for us. And here's some good news. Over time, these actions become habits. At first, we need reminders, checklists, alarms, but eventually they become automatic. For example, when I wake up now, I start my day with prayer, gratitude, meditation, and other growth focused input. But that didn't happen overnight. I built that over time. And now it's just a part of who I am. And once one habit is solid, we build the next one. Not all at once, but one at a time. And if we find ourselves stuck, we ask, what's getting in the way? What's the obstacle? Because discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Last thing, it's easier when we don't do it alone. Having someone in our corner, whether it be a mentor, a coach, an accountability partner, that can make a huge difference. At the end of the day, the life we want is built one disciplined action at a time. So start small, stay consistent, give yourself grace, and keep moving forward. Hey, if this video helped you, do me a favor. Like it and follow me for more. Please share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready for coaching and you want help applying this to your life, visit igniteandgrowcoaching.com, book a free discovery call. And remember, ignite your spark, grow your success. I can't wait to see you in the next video.